Initially, I found out that I had Lyme disease when I was like probably 12 years old. I got diagnosed, but what we didn't know was how long I had had it. So when you have it for like a couple of years at a time, it can take longer to get out of your system. So when I was 12, I went, did like a 3-round course of antibiotics, whatever, and we thought at the time that that was enough to get rid of it, but we learned later on that that wasn't the case. So I had been feeling kind of funky for a while, not really myself, but just figured it was, I don't know, stress, maybe the transfer, anxiety, that kind of stuff. But no, so I went to my doctor. My mom actually recommended I go get some blood drawn, see if we could figure out what was going on. And then, yeah, we figured out I had Lyme disease still, and I was pretty positive for the disease as well as a few other tick-borne co-infections that you can get as well. So yeah, at that time I was pretty sick, like bedridden for the most part, not myself. My cognitive functioning wasn't very good. It was definitely delayed, so I couldn't go to classes or anything like that either. And yeah, so I ended up taking the whole last year off. It was tough, had to go through a lot of obstacles, lots of doctor's appointments, treatments, pretty intense treatments, but obviously I'm doing a little bit better now. It's still something I deal with on a day-to-day basis, but certainly better than I was at this point last year. Well enough where I can play soccer again, I can go to classes again. I still need to get plenty of rest, and I've changed my diet, some certain things about that I didn't have to worry about before that, but it's a work in progress. I think one of the biggest things that troubled me, because I was one of the older guys on the team, and someone, the younger guys were looking up to, taking advice from, and I definitely carried a little bit of guilt with me just because I couldn't show up every day, and that wasn't a great reflection of what I wanted to portray, I guess, because I wanted to be there every day helping the guys, but there were some days I literally just couldn't go. And so it created some stress, some guilt, like I said, because I wanted to be there helping the guys, but obviously it was out of my control. The extrinsic circumstances prevented that, but I'm thankful that I'm able to be back again this year. And so far it's been so good. I've been able to show up. I think I've only taken like 1 day off since preseason started. And for the most part, I'm feeling good. I think the turning point probably came, I want to say maybe around March, April, that kind of time period. So I left school in early September, wasn't doing well for a while, was bedridden for the most part, working a little bit here and there when I could, but for the most part I was just stuck inside. And then one of the treatments I went through, I actually had a port put in my chest, and I was on some pretty high strength antibiotics. And at the time it was pretty difficult, but after the treatments were done, I noticed myself having a little bit more energy, able to go outside more, get some exercise. And then as I got more energy, I found that exercising actually helped me. It gave me more energy, and then, like I said, changed the way I was eating a little bit. So once I got a little bit more energy, I was able to change some of my habits, I guess you could say. And I think exercise and eating was a big thing, as well as the antibiotics. But yeah, right around March or April, I got back in the gym, so I was able to work on some strength stuff, get back in shape, cardio wise, because I had probably a 6 or 7 month stint where I hadn't done any soccer, any weightlifting, anything like that. So it was just good to be back in the gym. And then this summer I noticed a complete just transformation where, I don't know if it was the warm weather or being out in the sun or what it was, but I was just feeling a lot better. I was able to get to the field pretty much every day, and I was exercising like all the time, because not only I wanted to be in shape for soccer, but it was helping my actual physical and mental health as well. So it was kind of like a good in multiple facets of my health. So like I said, I'm just thankful to be back here again. And even though it was a little bit of a bumpy road for a while, I'm grateful to be back, and hopefully we can keep surging upwards.